5 NBA players who could become NBA All-Stars. Making an NBA All-Star roster is harder than one thinks. There are just 14 players selected from each conference every year. Think of it this way: 30 teams have full rosters. Only 2 teams are selected for the All-Star game, meaning the players selected need to be in the top 7% of the league. Perhaps the biggest obstacle is simply breaking through to fans. The NBA still relies on fans to make up the rosters. This means name recognition matters above all else. This is why there have been cases of players making the team that never even played the season due to injury. All that said, some players do seem destined to break through the wall and be named an All-Star for the first time. For the purpose of this video, we narrowed it down to the 5 most likely candidates. But before we get to the list, please remember to subscribe and like this video after its conclusion. And don't forget to share your thoughts too on who you think is most likely to become an All-Star. Number 5. Jaylen Brown, Boston Celtics. Part of the new big trio in Boston, along with Jason Tatum and Kemba Walker, Jaylen Brown is the only one yet to make an All-Star team. Brown has to be close though. He had a breakout season of sorts in 2019-2020. He has always been a top-notch defender since entering the league in 2016. But last season, he upped his offensive game. He played more aggressively on that end of the court and put up more shots. This saw his scoring output eclipse the 20 points per game mark for the first time. If he can repeat his numbers next season, he could be an all-star, perhaps even at the expense of one of his teammates. Number 4. Fred VanVleet, free agent. This one is tough because it depends on who he signs with. Fred VanVleet had a breakout season last year. If he signs with the right team, where he gets featured more, he could raise his numbers to a level he must be included. This past season, VanVleet averaged 17.6 points per game, which doesn't scream all-star until you look a bit deeper. His usage rate was just 21.7%, placing him outside the league's top 100. It seems easy to project that a usage rate near the top 25 of the league would push his scoring average into the upper 20s. It would be hard to keep him out given that. Number 3. Zion Williamson, New Orleans Pelicans. Is this too low for a player who may be in the top 10 for name recognition after taking the country by storm in his 1 year at Duke? Perhaps. There is no debating Zion is a phenomenon that has grabbed the people's attention to a degree that probably hasn't been seen since LeBron James. He backed it up as a rookie too, as he averaged 22.5 points per game. He did this while being injured to start the season, and by his own admission, not being in the best possible shape he could be in. Just imagine what he can actually do when he's healthy and in tip-top shape. The issue for Zion is not necessarily his individual stats. The biggest problem for him will be the fact that he plays forward position in the Western Conference. This means he will be competing with guys like LeBron, Anthony Davis, and Kawhi Leonard for a spot. He should make it due to his immense popularity, but it will be a roster crunch. Number 2. Jamal Murray, Denver Nuggets. Since being drafted 7th overall in 2016, Jamal Murray has been set on a course that sees him get better and better each year. Indeed, he's upped his scoring average every year of his career, climbing from 9.9 as a rookie to 18.5 in his 4th year last season. If he had simply continued this upward trend, he would have entered the conversation for getting a spot on the All-Star team, but he announced his candidacy in a big way in the playoffs. There's no question, Murray is the biggest breakout star from the playoffs that happened in the bubble in Orlando. Murray was an unstoppable force driving the Denver Nuggets to the Western Conference Finals. Murray averaged 26.5 points per game in the playoffs, including 40 points in the decisive Game 7 against the Los Angeles Clippers and 2 50-point games in the opening series against the Utah Jazz. If Murray attacks the basket like he did in the playoffs, he'll be among the league's leading scorers and push someone like Russell Westbrook off the team. And at number 1, Ja Morant, Memphis Grizzlies. The top candidate to be an All-Star for the first time next season happens to be the reigning Rookie of the Year. It's no coincidence. Each of the last 2 Rookie of the Year winners made the All-Star team in year 2. Ja Morant is a force on the court. His speed and handles are nasty, and he can throw it down with the best of them. Morant averaged close to 18 points per game and dished out 7.3 assists as a rookie. To put these numbers in perspective, Chris Paul averaged 16.1 points and 7.8 assists as a rookie. Morant has the capability to take another step and raise his game to a new level. If he improves in his second season, especially with his three-point shot, he will become a true superstar. It won't matter what other guards there are in the Western Conference. He will get voted in if he can accomplish that.